Hi, let me welcome you to the Storytelling for Work channel. My name is Mushtaq Malik, and I have been associated with storytelling in general and data storytelling in particular since 2017-18. It's not very long, but yes, there has been a very specific interest in why I wanted to be involved with storytelling. I'll let you know through the video. One of the primary reasons of my association with uh, data storytelling in particular was the emergence of big data and analytics, data science, analysis, and digital transformation, for example, and the kind of wave that this emergence of data and the explosion of data was bringing to the business context. Now, this was primarily one reason, and another reason that I can figure out that pulled me towards storytelling and data storytelling in specific was I was finding it difficult to justify my role whenever there was a data that was presented to me and I had to take a decision on that. And I always felt that there was some kind of a deficiency, or there is a lack of communication, or I'm not able to understand what the technical people are saying, and or maybe perhaps it was the other way around, that they were not able to understand and tell me the specific things that I wanted to know. So this was the kind of miscommunication, bad communication, or whatever you would like to say was happening. So but at the same time, we respected each other, that they were good at their technical skills. I was not challenging their technical skills, and they were not challenging our managerial skills, and the things that we were supposed to do to run the business, take decisions, and make the plans and implement them. But this was not happening in a very efficient way. So, to solve this communication gap, that's how my exploration, my discussions with my colleagues and my extended network and things brought me to a age old thing called there is a story, there is a person who tells a story as a storyteller that is going to fill the gap between the technical people and the management people. So I said, like, who's going to be the storyteller? That was the question. Obviously, the storytellers were supposed to be the technical people, but we had to solve the problem. And that's how we figured out that it's not a vast area of communication skill that needs to be trained and given training on, and make them better at that. But the point was, like, what is the basic insight that they were deriving from the data that was being extrapolated by them, synthesized by them. Perhaps they were doing everything that was required. I, I'm not aware of the entire technical process that is there nothing to do with the data. And obviously, there is something like that. The data is never clean. That much I know. I'm like, so you have to customize the data. So what we did was that to tackle the problem and overcome the recurring communication issue between the data analyst, the data scientist, and other people, and the management people, we started exploring storytelling. And then we came across, when we started scratching the surface, we started to discover that there is a very important skill with that the data scientists are supposed to acquire, and that was storytelling. Now that basically hits us in the face, and that is where our entire inquiry and learning process and gaining of knowledge and understanding the art and the science behind storytelling and how to use data to tell a story, or in other words, data storytelling. That is where we figured out, and we knew that this was the tip of the iceberg, wherein like we knew that their storytelling has the answer, but we had to figure out a lot of science that goes into telling a good story. Over the years, we have developed a lot of training programs for our technical and data scientists and data analysts and big data professionals to deal with their insights and communicate it with the right kind of story. To have this particular channel on the content that I would be creating and sharing with you uh, through regular weekly videos, I would be covering a lot of ground on storytelling in general, and the kind of story elements that are there, and the kind of stories that are there. What is the basic composition of a data story in specific, and visualization, and how is it important to complement and support and make better our data story. We'll also be looking at something like a very interesting thing called infographics, and like on single slide or single page data stories using a single chart, or maybe a very communicative kind of a chart that would help managers to take better decisions. Of course, I mean, like the entire discussion about storytelling and data storytelling will not be complete without the kind of tools that need to be used for visualization. And uh, when we come to tools, obviously, I mean, like management people require or wish to see a lot of information in all together, so that they know this is the kind of snapshot that we have, and this is the entire information, and we are not being biased about something, and like so therefore what they demand typically is a dashboard. So we will also be talking about dashboard in through Excel sheets or tools like Power BI and Tableau, which are very popular. We will also be talking about how a story narrative is designed and how it is actually programmed along with the story, along with the storyline, so that the visuals, the narrative, and the data insights all together become one fluid thing, and they are recommended or they are communicated to the management or the audience. Uh, Along the lines, I also learned a lot more about how to use data and data stories, visual charts, which was not part of my management training, but on the job we learn when we were trying to do to make better decisions. So I would also be sharing a lot of things about decision making, and like what are kind of elements of sense making that has come around. And one thing that I think that is very important is that I should be sharing with you a lot of or recommend you actually books to read, wherein like you would be able to gain more information, gain more knowledge, gain more insight about this particular science, this particular art of data storytelling, and the associated aspects that are there. It would be my long term effort to approach uh, leaders, authors, and thought leaders to interview them and make videos out of that and share them with you so that you know what is happening. Of course, that does not become a comprehensive list of things that need to be shared. There are a lot of things that would emerge, and I'm very sure that this is getting deeper and deeper as we go along. And before I would like to close the talk, I would basically say that my intention throughout the channel, my purpose would be would be kind of a dualistic in nature, wherein like I would want to uh, share the learning and the knowledge that I have been able to discover, research, debate with a lot of fellow professionals and colleagues and technical people, a lot of data analysts who were way junior to me in work experience level. And B, I want to continuously add value through actionable content so that there is a certain level of upskilling that would happen to you, and at the same time to the general target audience of this particular channel, and hence become better at the science and the art of data storytelling. Um, One more thing that I'd like to say, like the schedule for the weekly videos is each Friday. The reason is on a Friday, when you are done with the week's work and responsibilities or tasks, you're off the thing. That is the time you would like to spend some time with yourself, maybe learning a couple of things. So a small 7 minutes, 10 minutes, or a 15 minute, depending upon the kind of topic that is being uh, discussed. A video would be available. But if you think that Friday is not a good time for you, you can put that into the comments and let me know so that I can reschedule the entire thing and work it out for you, because it is very important that you are receptive and take better and better action, better things,